Welcome to Danny Houlihan's Irish Experience podcast. Join Danny on a journey through the historical island of Ireland, its people and the wild Atlantic way, which is Ireland's last frontier. Experience the music and the culture that makes up the longest coastal driving route in the world. Now, please welcome your host, Danny Houlihan.
Couldn't fault a good Shannon at Teampeaillin. Welcome to the Wild Atlantic Way and Danny Houlihan's Irish Experience Show. Our studio Balavinanown, Vinawn the Shannon Kunde Kiri, from the banks of the mighty Shannon River in County Kerry, Ireland. Welcome once more, everyone, and I hope you all are safe and well. And if you're jogging, walking or cycling, or even hand gliding, please take care. Welcome once more to my Irish Experience, which as usual covers the rich history and diverse culture which is our country Ireland. In this episode, I travel out from my North Kerry centre to one of the most historical places here in North Kerry, Ireland. And I have to recommend it to all my visitors and friends. That is the famine burial ground of our people, just on the outskirts of the market town of Listowel, Teampeaillin, the little white church. Teampeaillin is located on the outskirts of Listowel and can be found on most Ordnance Survey maps and GPS systems, so there's no problem to find it. It is a place, when you come to Ireland, you have to visit it. You have to visit and pay respect to the people who perished during the period and who now lie in this peaceful place at rest. This special place was used by the nearby workhouse in Listowel to bury our ancestors when they died here during the Great Irish Famine of 1846 and Black 47. Many thousands and hundreds of unmarked graves for the period lie within the landscape of Ireland, and Listowel remains a sad reminder of what transpired here in North Kerry during that sad period, when the potato crop failed, food was still in the area, but the landlords who were there to protect their tenants failed, and it has been documented by many historians that the grain mills around the countryside were full. This sad period should never have been inflicted on our people and the landscape of ancient Éireann. I have over the years visited Teampeaillin, or Teampeaillin as it's called, during my work and research in my museum and my book. Before the new roundabout that is there today, one had to drive up a small road just off the main Listowel to Ballybunnan Road. To my right, the Larty monorail bridge is still in position and overlooks the main road. Just inside the gate of the graveyard, there is a cross, marking and commemorating the event that took place many, many moons ago, and the people that are interred there. Now, when I look back at the direction of the old road that came from the workhouse, which is now gone, it burnt down many years ago, one can get a feeling of what transpired in those dark days. Just wait until a car stops, then the silence takes hold. It's something to behold. Walking along the gravel path that is there today, thanks to all who have maintained the area, it is a credit to them. The walk gives you just enough time to reflect on what happened and the experience you will get by visiting Teampeaillin. To my left is a small built little oratory or church, used as a place to celebrate Mass. This is well constructed by the local community and they should be very, very proud of it. It's fabulous, and indeed a testament to our ancestors. In front of me, there is a large open field with a lone tree in the centre. Green grass covers the thousands that were buried here. There's no sound, only the sound of a few native birds perched high in the tree and the bushes. The wren and blackbird sings out their sad lament for those who are buried here. I stand quietly and reflect as a historian. Then a shudder comes through me. How many were brought across that lonely road from the workhouse to this lonely spot? No relatives were around, just the breeze blowing. Was indeed their sad, sad burial. I stand alone quietly and reflect as a historian. Then a shudder comes through me. How many were brought across that lonely road from the old workhouse to this place? Dead, but sometimes they were alive, and indeed buried alive. It's a sad thought. What a way to leave their beautiful landscape of North Kerry, and to be left in a lonely spot, to be forgotten forever. Historical papers and historians have related, indeed as I've stated, many were buried alive, or had a fever and presented the appearance of death due to starvation. They were buried. Indeed, to get into the workhouse was a ticket to heaven. By some, once you went in there, you did not come out. Only for a few that did survive. Now my visit and experience, I felt. The atmosphere which is calming, and within the white-thorn surroundings and the lone tree in the centre, added by our ancestors as respect. The stations of the cross are there, make the experience palpable. Putting all those feelings and artistic licenses aside, I had a job to do. A friend of mine in my company measured the site. My side was to ascertain how were they buried and by what means. Were they buried in mass graves, or the use of a coffin with a bottom that slid open and the remains just fell into a dark, damp grave? We heard this even when we went to school. One can't get a full picture from the ground, but another way was to use modern technology. So I kept under restricted flight path, and I flew my drone up and over the site in less than a minute. My findings were: the site of Teampeaillin is very large. One can see it from the air, and that the grass had been recently cut from the air. I could see the crop marks that showed up from the ground below. These highlighted what looked like to me furrows running the length of the site, are quite noticeable, and I'd say dug even deeper with a shovel, and even with a plough, which marked the site into sections. Teampeaillin was well laid out for a burial ground. It's notwithstanding the fact there would have been mass burials there, but from the air, the drone does not lie. There were deep, deep furrows running the length of the site. The dead were dropped into these long furrows and covered with lime to prevent the spread of disease, and quickly backfilled. Indeed, the use of a coffin with the base that slid open was used. Again, it was related to us. It was used in the area. One also could see from my research that the distance from the main road was chosen for a secluded environment and away from the public eye. Teampeaillin opened for pauper burials in February of the year of 1850, and the available Board of Guardians records exhibit the history that from February 1850 to June 1852, burials numbered 2,792. This is an estimate, and it could be as high as 3,500 or even higher, as the records for those who died outside its grounds was much, much higher. We will never know the full number. It is stated that in one particular week, ending in March 1851, that there were 4,938 inmates within the walls of the local Listowel workhouse, sited only yards from Teampeaillin. It is also recorded that 49 children and 17 adults died in 1 week. Again, I stress that this does not include the children and adults who died in other so-called auxiliary workhouses around the area, including Ballylongford in North Kerry, and indeed my own hometown of Ballybunion. Figures from this period, and I have said this time in and time out on my podcast series, are completely out, and they are incorrect, because we will never ever in our lifetime get to the bottom of how many women, children and elderly died during that sad period. Information on the site have stated that the first loss of the potato crop in North Kerry occurred in 1844. The Listowel area, that includes areas within its municipal area, had a population of 87,663 in 1884, and then had a loss of a figure exceeding 17,860. These figures can be debated, as the true numbers on both cases were much higher. Incorporating the deaths in the local workhouse in Listowel and in the countryside, and also the old cabins and huts and bohans that dotted the landscape of North Kerry. All those people were under the threat of imminent evictions. To those who were left alive from these numbers were forced to emigrate from our landscape to America, Canada, Australia, and many other countries around the globe. On the site of Teampeaillin, a plaque is erected, and it mentions that the Clanmorris area had the highest losses, and the places mentioned were Ballyhaig, Killooly, Kilmiley, O'Dorney and Ratu areas. It has been stated that the site at Listowel was used for burials up to 80 years, until July 1852, with a number cited and a figure of 800 paupers. Like other places on the landscape of North Kerry, it was used for burial for unbaptised children in the 1950s. Another sad reminder of our past. Indeed, I have covered this in my podcast series, and I'll be going back again to do so in the future. It should be noted that the area is kept in a condition which our people who passed away would have been proud of. Thanks to the Listowel Tidy Towns in association with the Listowel municipal area. I hope you all have enjoyed this short visit to Teampeaillin, or Teampeaillin as it's called, and enjoyed the experience of a special place on the landscape of North Kerry. And again, if you visit Ireland, please visit Teampeaillin. It's a very, very special place, indeed a spiritual place, just to stand and contemplate one's existence, and also man's inhumanity to man, woman and child. Indeed, leaving the place, you get a fabulous sense of what our people were and what they contributed to a society long, long time ago. So from the banks of the Shannon River, from Studio Bolivin and Own, when on the Shannon Kunde Kiri, I say slán go fóil, we'll meet again.
Thanks for listening to our show. Through its people, its heritage and its rugged coastline, this is truly Danny Houlihan's Irish experience. Bye for now.